All right, we're doing a Tarotorial using the Influence of the Angels Tarot deck. It's one of my favorite decks. And just know that like all the symbology in the tarot, there is some commonality, but depending on the design and creation of the deck, some of the symbols could represent specific things. So let's get into the Two of Cups. So cups represent deeply felt emotions, okay? Not light or fleeting. It also represents intuition, psychic sensitivity, and a way of knowing that is also feeling. And so being fluid and overflowing with emotions, feeling full of emotions. And so the twos represent duality and balance. And so we're seeing over here on the left that there are two people represented in this card, and the rest of these cards you'll see are one individual in the card. Okay, so holding two or being surrounded by two items. Okay, so the Two of Cups is two individuals clinking in a toast, mutual good feelings, and an energy of celebration. The angels that you see on both sides of the card, these represent his and her angels, indicating that two people bring their own distinct strengths with them as they join together. So this is like two people coming into union in some way, shape, or form. Friendship, love, whatever that is. But they have strong feelings for each other. They're mutually good feelings. So the direct meaning of this card is being compatible with another person, union, like I just said, coming together, partnership, emotional connection, being drawn or attracted to something or someone. And so then also, if we were to see this card in reverse, if it was in a reading, this would be a relationship that's a little too close, maybe a bit smothering. This also could be like an unhealthy codependence and maybe an enabling type dynamic in the partnership, or feeling like there is some sort of like not celebrating the partnership anymore. So maybe they're very unhappy in their union if that was showing up in reverse. The angelic message here is, may your union be blessed and your commitment to one another stay strong. That's sweet. All right, so we're going to go over the Two of Swords. So again, twos represent duality and balance. And so the swords are about the mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, the subconscious, really rooted in communication and how the mind can powerfully affect our emotions. And so the swords being represented in this card, generally, swords represent ideas, thoughts, or beliefs. Here, the two swords point in opposite directions, indicating conflicting beliefs, ideas that are completely different from one another, or disagreement. It's kind of like at an impasse. The sword symmetry shows that the two ideas, thoughts, beliefs are equally valid and important. The swords may also represent two sides of one idea or issue, also like being neutral and observing the pros and cons of something. So the background there is kind of a combination, like an interaction of thought. So there's like clouds and intuition, which is the water, having a conscious sense of impression of something, the meshing of emotion and ideas. And then there's like the main figure, which is pretty prominent in this card. This woman is like very centered on the card and is indicating balance. Her erect posture favors neither left nor right. Like she's not leaning in one direction. Both swords are equal. So this is kind of like being witness, right? In some sense. So again, like that neutral position. She also represents the ability to keep quiet. Okay. Like there's the blindfold there, which we're going to talk about in a minute. This woman is being represented by like, we will not come to any rash conclusions and impulsively blurt out our remarks. So this is kind of like that phrase of like holding your tongue. All right, so let's get into the blindfold a bit. So symbolically, a blindfold often stands for being impartial impartial, sorry. Here, the blindfold is semi-transparent, meaning like showing the difficulty one may have being impartial or neutral due to personal preference or some other unfair influence. So it's like there could be a bit of bias here, I guess, depending on, the situation. So behind the blindfold, the woman's eyes are wide open. So this is like, you're not clueless to the situation, right? You have awareness. So this is some sort of like open evidence pertaining to one side or the other. It also conveys that she is not trying to fool herself. So the direct meaning when you see Two of Swords would be having two thoughts, ideas, beliefs that are or seem to be in conflict with each other as it relates to feelings about the conflict. Maintaining balance in a situation or conflict or disagreement, including verbal restraint and not stoking an argument. Another meaning here would be determining the pros and cons of an issue or different issues. This also can represent like not being ready to make a decision. Like neutrality, being in the position to settle a dispute or an arbitration too. So if this was in reverse, it would be like your intuition often has a role in objective decision making. It also can represent procrastination. So the message here would be conflicting ideas often cause discomfort, but if you're able to emotionally disengage, calmness and rationality can prevail. So being that witness of the situation and vetting the two perspectives in order to make an unbiased decision when it comes to a situation. All right, next up is the Pentacles, which represent Earth. So this would be how things appear in your physical reality. They're solid and they're tangible. Also concerns of everyday living and pragmatism. So this would be money, work, health, and residence. So something solid, something down to earth, and something grounded. Okay, so when we look at the Two of Pentacles, again, representing duality and balance, the Two Pentacles are they're juggling two things at once, pertaining to money, work, health, or residence. The ability to balance different aspects of one's life. Waves, which are being represented as the background here. I mean, they're in the ocean. So this has a heavy indication of emotion, right? Water is representing emotion. And waves are something that can potentially knock a person down. But the waves shown here are small and they represent manageable stress. And then I would also say like the beach is natural, even a fun environment. And then there's a woman, she takes on her responsibilities with a smile on her face. And then there's an angel being represented here, which is spiritual resources that help to maintain balance, which is also really beautiful. So one thing that's coming to mind for me regarding this card is like being able to work with the spiritual resources that are here to aid us, right? To help us find that balance. And so the direct meaning of this card is the ability to juggle or maintain things in life, money, work, daily responsibilities, without having it become too stressful or overwhelming. Being adaptable, flexible, and having a good attitude about taking things on. And then coping well with everyday stress. So that's what the Two of Pentacles would represent in a reading. Now, if it was reversed, clearly, someone's not having balance and there's constant juggling without a break, and it can cause anxiety and knock you down, and also create an energy of not feeling grounded or down to earth, okay? So the angel message here is, may you take on challenges with a smile in your heart. That's sweet. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Wands next. This will be our last card. And so the Wands represent fire, energy, action, ambition, and motivation. And so Wands represent the element of fire. So the Two of Wands is a man with one foot on the wall. He is ready to leap over and proceed forward. but has not yet done so. This illustrates the point in time between before and after, and B, the hesitation or pause one may have before moving forward with full confidence. So it's kind of like the in-between phase. So then it represents making a decision as well. So the sextant, the navigation tool, represented adventure and discovery, which this person's holding in their hand. It also suggests that the man is fully prepared to move forward to the next thing. So it's like representing like, I have a plan in place, I just haven't taken action on that plan quite yet. So the color cape that is being worn is red, as well as the hat. And red in this card is being represented as having enthusiasm. And the two wands, like one wand is freely held and is active, right? It's in a position of action, while the other is firmly embedded into a wall, like it's stagnant, it's static. Active energy is about moving forward. Static energy is about staying put. So there's also a wall that's in the foreground. This separates the known, which is present, and the unknown, which represents the future. And then there's a background setting. The area behind the short wall and the man represents the environment, as well as past accomplishments. It's where you live, with its ups and downs, the stairs, and its boundaries and limitations, which are the walls. It is a solid, comfortable, known entity, tree and stone structure, and represents both complacency and contentment. The tree also symbolizes the past, in that things that have taken root in the past now manifest themselves as the strong tree today. So then the making a decision, choice empowers the individual, is a direct meaning of this card. Should I stay where I am or move forward? When you see the Two of Wands, should I stay where I am or move forward? It's the decision, okay? Choosing between being content and feeling like a change is needed, as well as being ready, mind, heart, and body, to move forward. So if this card came in like a sideways position, I would be like, okay, there's still things that need to be worked on in order to move forward towards a situation or a decision, okay? If this came in reverse, it would be feeling dissatisfied with the current situation or choice that was made. Also being unprepared to move forward or change it. So the message here is, may your choices be thoughtful and timely. Very nice. All right, so there'll be more Tarotorial videos coming out. I'll be moving on to the threes of all the different suits. So if you enjoy this content, please like it and share.